Hey, this is Danielle, and today I'm going to be talking about one of the top tickers to trade this week, which is Lockheed Martin. Lockheed is going to be reporting earnings tomorrow morning before the bell, and I'm here to show you why I am bullish on this stock. So let's go ahead and look at the charts. Now, this is a weekly chart of Lockheed Martin, and there's a couple things that I want to point out. Number one, you can see that it's in a nice bullish trend. You have patterns of higher highs, higher lows. You also have this nice pullback into the 50 simple, which is one of my favorite buying points. That is combined with a weekly slingshot squeeze and a bullish VZO signal. Now, what do those two mean? Well, the squeeze is a consolidation signal. This just means that, we're seeing chop back and forth, and that chop is going to break out with some energy, most likely in the direction of the trend, which is up. Now, with the VZO, this is indicative of volume and which direction that volume is going. In this case, you can see that volume's going higher. So ideally, what I like to see is I like to see volume trending higher. I like to see squeeze in the context of a bullish trend. And then I also like to see some Fibonacci levels up at a previous high, combined around this zone for an easy target. And then I also like to see a full extension target. Basically, what that means is that when you draw these Fibonacci levels on here, you can look for a retracement to a prior zone. The reason why I call it the easy target is because the stock's already been there before, so we know it can go there again, right? This is the resistance zone and easier level. But let's say it gets up to that zone and it continues on, right? Breaks through the easy target. Well, then you need a full target, which is going to be your full extension zone, otherwise known as the 1272 extension in Fibonacci. So using this weekly chart pattern, I have a couple upside targets here. We have a resistance zone at 481, 493, which is right near the key psychological value of 500. And then ultimately we have a target of 426. Now, when we look at a lower time frame chart, because, if you're trading on a shorter term basis, you're going to want to look at shorter term time frame charts. We can see another couple points that I would like to make. And, well, they all fill out this bullish thesis. So when you're looking at Lockheed on a daily chart, you can see that you have volume above zero. You also have a daily squeeze. When you have a combination of a weekly and a daily squeeze, it just means you have two bullish setups in one. And ideally, the lower time frame one can fire, sending the higher time frame one firing as well. There's something else I like about this, which is that you can see it's broken through these critical areas of resistance right here. And it's doing so on high volume. You can see the high volume because you have this blue dot on today's daily candle. And then also, if you look at the volume overlay, which is down here, you can see today was a high volume day. What that means is that people were trying to buy this stock before the earnings report, which is a very bullish sign. Now, if I go over and I look at the hot zone, which is going to be my earnings stats tool, there's a couple other things that I wanted to point out on here. Now, if you look at Lockheed Martin over the course of the last 12 quarters, especially looking at the gaps that have occurred post-earnings, you can see that, for a while, those earnings were a little bit lackluster. The stock was trading sideways for over a year, and it was falling post-earnings. Well, that hasn't been the case over the course of the last 6 or 7 quarters. You can see that we shifted into an uptrend right around here, which would have been at the end of October, November. And ever since that point, you can see that our earnings reactions have been improving. Yes, there were two here that was still, traded lower in the context of the bear market, which is pretty typical. But over the course of the last 3 quarters, we've seen 1, 2, 3 positive moves after earnings. And what I love even more than just that little gap is I like these huge post-earnings rallies, okay? So whenever you see a big post earnings rally like this generally means that whatever occurred on the earnings report was pretty positive, and shareholders or people who want to be shareholders are looking for the future in a very positive manner. Now, as you can see, you'll say, well, Danielle, last quarter it rolled over and died after earnings. So what are you talking about? Yes, that is true. Last quarter, post earnings, this stock did roll. However, when you look at this and you say, well, that's really weird. Why did it roll there? Well, it was pretty much at a perfect Fibonacci extension target level. Here, let me just go ahead and clean this up for you. So if we look at the extension from this swing right here, okay, high to a low going into this earnings report, it had a great rally going all the way into the report last quarter, and it just made its target. So essentially already had the move going into earnings. Earnings came out, pulled back, and now it's setting up again. So now that I've explained all of the reasons why I'm bullish, I'm going to go ahead and tell you how I'm trading it. Now, in the options market, you really don't want to be buying long options before an earnings report because of the phenomenon known as the vol crush. If you look at the volatility in this stock or any stock that's going into earnings, you're going to see that the volatility is usually going to tick up going into the report, and it will go down afterwards. So you don't want to be buying long options. So in this case, what I ended up doing was I bought the stock. So if you buy the stock prior to an earnings report, and in this case, Lockheed, it has a $14 expected move. Ideally, I can get into these shares before this thing takes off. Now, another thing that you can do if you're an options trader is you can wait until after the report, which at this point you would need to because it's reporting tomorrow. And then you can come in and look at these signals, and you can sell put credit spreads. You can buy long calls, you can buy a bullish butterfly, or you could just buy the stock. So there's a lot of different things that you can do with this. And one of my favorite earnings season setups is looking at these squeezes going into an earnings report. Even if you don't trade the actual report itself, a lot of the time what will occur is that report will come out and then you can trade a post earnings move. So with Lockheed, I am looking for a bullish move here on this report. And more than that, I'm looking for a continued bullish move in this stock. Now, you might say, okay, well, what if you're completely wrong? What if this quarter was terrible? The stock tanks. Well, in that case, what you want to do is you want to look at the expected move, okay? So the expected move here is about $14. So if this stock ends up trading lower by about $14, that would not concern me at all right? Because that's within the expected range, it's normal. And in that case, this idea would still be in play. Now, if it moves about 1.5 to 2 times the expected move to the downside, that is where I say I'm completely wrong. This idea is broken. Don't want to trade it. Well, most likely, but you'd still need to look at the price action after the report. A lot of the times on these bullish names, when you get a weak quarter, it can really equal some of the best buying opportunities. So be on the lookout for a post-earnings trade in Lockheed Martin tomorrow. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next one. Hey traders, thanks for watching this video. If you want to make sure that you get all of our free trading content, make sure you hit subscribe, and also give us a like and comment down below. If you want to learn more about us, and if you want to join us for live trading in real markets with real money, make sure you go to simplertrading.com, where you can join us for more info. Thank you very much and have a great day.